And here we are for day number 7 of the Service to Purpose. The Mission is You Challenge. So, quick little recap here. Yesterday, I fell off a little bit. If you remember from yesterday's video, there was a 12-year-old birthday party and a whole lot of things going on. And I slipped up and I had some pizza and I had a little bite of a bundt cake with amazing frosting. So go back and check that video because that is going to help you deal when we have the stumbles that come up. And basically, I want to lead that into today's topic. So for me right now, it's day 7, but it happens just to also be a Sunday. So there was a slumber party last night. I was up, maybe a little bit later than normal, just making sure everything was under control. So I slept in this morning. But the big thing that I want to focus on today is making time for you, making time for yourself. It's such a simple concept, but for so long, at least for myself and a lot of people I know, we don't do it. We make time for everything and everybody else, and we're like, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, and we never can basically get time for ourselves. So getting back to our ground rules today, I've done pretty well. Aside from the continuation of the birthday party, there's this amazing place that's been around like, geez, I think over 50 years that makes the best donuts. So they had, some of those. So I did partake in a classic old fashioned donut. But as far as the water, really crushed on the workouts and the movement today. I did 2 walks, got in a nice hour and a half strength training workout. So that was huge. And then obviously, no alcohol, no smoking, none of that. And one of the key things on one of those walks is I've got a path, as I think you've seen in some other videos, down by the lake. And I actually there was a nice little seating arrangement. So I actually just sat in the sun, Flops was kind of in the shade, and just really took time to get grounded, take responsibility for where I'm at and everything, and just really take some time to think about next week, to think about my vision, to think about what I want to accomplish. I was just breathing deep. I had my cell phone was away from me, and just listening to the birds, listening to the sounds, and just taking time to do that, taking time for myself is huge. And then when I came back here, as you can see now, there's Flops just laying there with me. Still got the floaties, but I was just sitting out here by the pool, reading a book that I enjoy. Here's one hardcover book on the Porsche 356. So really taking time for just something that I want to learn about and something that I enjoy. And for years, what was really hard for me is I would apply everything to everything I found myself doing was tied something to what I thought I needed to be doing to make money or something like that. Every book was a business book or things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then the problem is like everything was for me was dialed into the how, and it was knowing more, knowing more, knowing more. The perfectionism, which just led, I don't know enough yet. So then it led to further inaction. It was just a big downward spiral. And this is actually something that's pretty new for me is just in these last couple months, things that I'd never done in my entire life, taking time to do them. Even as a kid, I'd always seen people, singing, playing the guitar. And then after I saw the movie A Star is Born, I kind of geeked out on it, really from the standpoint of Bradley Cooper. He wasn't a musician before that movie. He just basically worked and busted his butt for 2 to 3 years to get ready to play that part. And so it's just cool. So wait, I've had this story my whole life that I don't have musical talent, that I can't do it, but I've had so much fun the last, what's it been, 6, 7 months, playing the guitar, getting vocal lessons, things like that. So taking the time to do some of these things has been so huge for me. So what are some of the things that you enjoy doing or that you haven't allowed yourself to do? And here's the deal. I know we get busy. I know we've got kids. I know we have work. I know we have commitments. I know that we can build out this to-do list. And yes, there's going to be some of that. But what usually happens is we just keep adding to that to-do list and we forget to just be. And a lot of times we'll find, that's the control. Like I gotta, if we can keep, because we can control the to-do list. But what happens, sometimes if you step back, some of those things on the to-do list, they're really not that important. It's just something that we tell ourselves so we can stay spun up like a hamster on a wheel. But really what it's doing is preventing us from actually being at peace with ourselves. And that's why this is a perfect topic today, because that's where we're going to start going as we continue on and keep progressing next week. Because when the mission is you, we've got to get down, we got to get comfortable with ourselves. And it's definitely something that's taken me a while to grasp. And really what I'm hoping through doing this challenge is I can really, really streamline that process for you. And if nothing else along the way, I really hope to give you a new sense of awareness so that, even when you do get caught up in stuff, you're not sent down a tailspin that lasts, weeks, months, or years. We can just keep shorting that, keep shortening those time periods, when we have our breakdowns, when we have our tough times, because if we're aware of what's going on, then we can take different actions to change things. So there you have it. So just take a little bit of time, and I just want you to reflect on what are some of the things that are important to you that maybe you haven't been allowing yourself or giving you the time. Maybe you need to talk to your significant other, talk to your children and let them know, hey, this is important to me. I'm not saying you have to do it for 100 hours, but hey, it's important for me. I want to go read or whatever it is for 30 minutes, an hour on the weekend. But the whole point is just start figuring out what are those things that you love doing, but maybe you stop doing or you haven't done for a while. And a lot of people go, I don't know. And it's just they've been in that place so long of just doing, going, that they've basically lost touch with any hobby or actually what it feels like to just do something that you enjoy for no real, no huge purpose other than just because you enjoy it. And so that is all we have for today. We're gonna really start pushing ahead come tomorrow and next week, because there's basically a process that we're going to be going through here. And the first piece of that is we've got to do some cleanup, and that's what we're going to get into. We got to do some of the cleanup with some of that stuff that's been inside of ourselves. I call them those 1,000-pound invisible anchors, and we'll get into more of that next week. So enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, take time for yourself. And again, this is a completely, I just want to get this out there. So if you're finding value in this, share it with somebody that could use it. That's the next step of forwarding your own leadership. And here's the thing, this is something I always did. We don't have to have everything figured out before we can help somebody else. So just pass it along, share it, especially service members, police, fire, SWAT, people like that. Definitely coming from that area of my life for over 10 years. It's a lot of times we don't get to spend time on ourselves. So that's really crucial. So as always, leave a comment, give me some feedback, let me know what's coming up for you, and I will see you tomorrow for day number 8. Have a great one. Bye.